KDB. 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 KDB.
Get in on the action with DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NBA. New customers who deposit $5 or more can get a no-sweat bet for up to $1,000 back in a beautiful bonus bet. Basketball comes on every night, almost every other night. You can find something that you could play some of that bonus bet money on. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now and use code VOCH, V-O-C-H, VOCH. New customers can get a no-sweat bet up to $1,000 if your first bet loses. Okay, only on DraftKings Sportsbook with code VOCH, V-O-C-H, VOCH. The crown is yours.
Beats Planet.
And
come on inside and get yourself something cool to drink.
my time. What's good, bro?
That gotta get the juices flowing right there, man.
Hey, man, you know, we always walk into these shows going, all right, we're going to have a cool little show. All right. We may or may not go too crazy today. Mock draft, easy peasy, and we just hit y'all. All right, change of plans. A ton of analysis now. Let's just, no more easy shows. No more easy shows, man. Scott, this shit's starting to feel like midterm. You know what I'm saying? Like we had the halfway process. You know, I always make the analogy that draft is kind of like being in college. You know what I'm saying? The regular season is like high school, but the draft is college. You know what I'm saying? The regular season, we all on the same guideline and we do something every week and we work together and we take a test and we talk about the test. It's just a constant thing for a couple of weeks. But college, they just drop everything on your desk, like, all right, it's due in April. You know what I'm saying? You can move at your own pace. This feels like midterm. Combine is over. This feels like midterms. We're going to go through pro day season because people don't want to, compete at through. So we're going to go through pros. All right, we're just going to let you throw when you want. All right, so we're going to go through pro day season, and then, man, it's going to be winding down. It's going to be that long period. We ain't got a whole bunch to talk about, and we're just going to start naming miscellaneous day 3 characters. It ain't nothing more annoying than the miscellaneous day 3 characters because we only going to get, 2 or 3 of them, and they may not even make the team. So it is what it is, man. The fun thing about watching film on the miscellaneous day 3 characters, for one, is upsetting because it's so many of them. It's 4 rounds worth of guys, and then it's the undrafted dudes, right? But it's finding those undrafted dudes, Scott. Now that ain't your bag necessarily, is it? Like you just wait until they're here
Yeah.
And then you watch.
Well, they get signed pretty quickly.
Yeah.
And then you go right into the lab because it's like right after round 7, they get on the horn with them, and boom, you start looking them up. But boy, if you in the Dane Brugler bag where you know exactly about this undrafted dude out of ITT Tech, whew.
I only had one last year, and I tell you who it was. It was TJ Bass, and I remember watching TJ Bass because you can't help if you're watching Georgia kids last year, you can't help but to watch them beat the hell out of Oregon.
And
right?
he was one of them.
He was just one of the dudes that was getting whooped a little less than everybody else or whatever. So I couldn't help but to know TJ Bass. Like, all right, cool. I'll draft the left tackle from Oregon, the left guard, the left side player from Oregon. But all the rest of these characters, I don't know who the hell those people. Darrell Johnson from Liberty. I don't even know where you find that film at. And it all sucks when those people end up, not doing very much for your team. But I don't know, man. Sometimes it's the second round pick that don't do nothing for your team neither. So, sometimes. Hey man, it's give and take, man. Sometimes we have some undrafted characters that do way more than the drafted characters, and they be the ones that end up saving the whole draft class, man. I'm Voch, by the way. I'm being point guarded by the best and Master Will Skywalker Steele.
What's
good,
man? Playboy? How you doing, man?
Man, everything. Boom, boom. I've been seeing you after the boom. You go.
See, I don't do this one no more though.
You don't do this.
I pass the torch.
You just reach at something on the floor and you
bring it up. Hit it with the boom. Yeah, man. Gotta bring the energy in.
Love that, brother. We got a good little show today. We have a mock draft for you. I kind of wanted to look at mock drafts to see how these things have been shaken up post combine. Kind of wanted to give my thoughts on combine in general. I guess I could do that too. Shut up. We ain't doing nothing else. So the combine, right, Sky? First and foremost, film is king. I tell people that all the time. But film is king. And the combine really ain't even for us for real. It's for the general managers and coaches and all that. They get to talk to the agents and make these deals. They get to look at the medicals. How many guns did you have under the seat? Oh, it was 3 in this state? Okay, cool. Oh, so you had drugs at the border. Was it pounds or was it just like a personal? You know what I mean? And they really get all this information, Sky. But us, we really just get to watch the workouts. We get to watch the running and things of that nature. Look, Sky, the running is cool. But it's a handful of players that you'll look at, do their runs, go in their drills or whatever. You'll be like, oh, who's this character? I don't know who this character is. I haven't watched film on this character. Let me watch film some more. Okay. For example, right? Like if you watching Braden Fisk, you knew Braden Fisk had a good get off. You knew that, he was a little more athletic or whatever. I ain't know he was going to run like that though. But hey, shouts out to Braden Fisk. This is what his athletic profile looked like. But me in particular, Sky, I'm more likely to lean on that film for him, right? Because him running faster than everybody else ain't going to help his film necessarily. Like I knew he was that guy. Xavier Worthy. We knew he was going to run fast. I thought he was going to be like a 4.31 kind of guy. But let me tell you what I did like about it, though, Scott. He could have walked away on that 4.25. Xavier Worthy, he could have walked away on that 4.25. But it was some competitiveness in him that says, man, John Ross. John Ross, you know what I'm saying? And it was something competitive in him that made him go run again and go break that record. I love that about him. That's something that I can't see on film necessarily. Even guys like AD Mitchell, Adonai Mitchell or whatever, I didn't think he was a 4.3 guy at all. His film says he's like a maybe high 4.4 guys. So when I'm watching film, I'm not gonna put a whole new 40 to AD Mitchell is faster than I thought he was. This is a 4.39 he's running. No, it's not. It's the same 4.4 looking speed that he had, but in the combine, it registered a lot quicker. Okay. So I just want to let everybody know, man, hey, the combine don't change me too much. Yeah. It's good for quarterbacks. Scott, did you watch quarterback day?
No.
Combine quarterback day? I'm glad you didn't, because all the big name guys kind of didn't. They didn't throw around. And the first wave was Bo Nix versus JJ McCarthy, and I almost fell asleep. And the next wave was Michael Penix and all trash quarterbacks, and I did fall asleep. So I'm glad you didn't watch that. So that's something else that the combine taught me.
Well, what I've learned over the years, like you said, the combine, that's for us. That's mostly for us. These evaluators and everything. But the real deal that goes down to the combine is behind the scenes. It's the agents there, it's the GMs, it's the coaches, it's the wink collusion going on because everybody's chilling, drinking at the restaurants, prime, a whole bunch of illegal shit happening. And that's really where the business goes down at the combine.
Collude like a
motherfucker, because ain't nobody overseeing them. You know what I'm saying? It's like sending a bunch of 18-year-olds off to college 4 hours away. Oh, wait, we do that in America. But, yeah, you know what I'm saying? So the combine, real stuff happens outside of the actual workouts. Most of these people know most of these evaluators know exactly what these dudes are.
Let me tell you what I hated, though, Sky. Of course, with the National Football League is going to come with its own levels of popularity. And when you get a little bit of popularity, you just can't rest on the little bit of popularity your ass got. You have got to try to monopolize all the damn popularity. It just is what it is. So in my guess or whatever is that the combine is trying to, expand its audience and make it more than just, diehard football guys. And the
From
one
the
thing
combine?
Let me tell you why. I didn't need to see Caleb Williams eating sour candy. I didn't need to see Kool-Aid McKinstry blind taste test 8 Kool-Aid flavors. I didn't need these people to tell me about these football players and their damn TikToks. I don't need to know who the hell can dunk a basketball good, Sky. Now, all that is, in my mind, it's an attempt to get you to relate to these players somehow and their story. Oh, Kool-Aid Quincy McKinstry.
The 14-year-old, that's who they coming after?
I don't know. The house mom.
It damn sure ain't the regular NFL fan.
Sky, it ain't me. It shouts out the old girl that did the coverage. She did a great job with the Good Morning America shit she was doing. But I'm up here watching Caleb Williams eat sour candy while people actually doing real running shit in the back. And I'm just like, hey, por favor, please. How do I say please in French, Scott? And I just thought it was just this weird attempt to just try to bring more eyes. It's kind of like when we watch the combine or when you watch the NFL Network, right? They're so concerned. Oh, well, let's see what you're wearing at the red carpet. What are your shoes? I'm like, man, we could have started the draft an hour early if y'all was gonna look at shoes.
The draft used to be not televised in a hotel, and they just got through it.
Yeah,
this is all money grab.
Yeah, I'm like, Jesus Louise, man. And look, I almost had a thought, like, man, look, Scott, let me turn on my music. I was like, should Kool-Aid be drinking Kool-Aid on national TV in front of white people? Like I was thinking about it. I was like, should he be?
There's a Curb Your Enthusiasm episode where the black boy didn't want to eat watermelon in front of white people.
Sure, right?
And he invited over other black people to eat watermelon. And then, Larry invited a white person over unannounced, and they walked in. Or no, another black person walked in unannounced. It was like, come on, man, what you doing eating this watermelon?
That's real talk. People. Scott, for example, say there was an offensive lineman, Fried Chicken Jefferson, right? And he was endorsed by Popeyes or whatever. Say his name is Popeye Jefferson, right? Popeye Fried Chicken Jefferson, that's his name. And he's endorsed by the goddamn Popeye. I don't care how much fried chicken they bring to you on camera, on the combine. You don't eat the fried chicken on the goddamn camera in front of nah, sir. But anyway.
I don't think nothing will beat Jerry Rice wearing a helmet, a Popeye's chicken helmet with a chicken in the front of the face mask, bro. Like, come on, Jerry.
I know something that beat that.
Jerry, you stressing out that much, bro, that you put on a Popeye's chicken helmet with chicken in front of you with a face mask?
Sky, while we up here working, while I'm talking, you ain't doing nothing else. While I'm talking, go to Twitter and type in Daniel Cormier, ex-UFC heavyweight champion. Bad motherfucker, right?
I don't damn.
He did a volume, right? He did a goddamn chicken commercial where he got 2 pieces of chicken in his hand like this doing a little dance in his goddamn UFC outfit with no shirt on. No bullshit.
I typed in Daniel Cormier chicken gif and
There you go.
No,
There you
this
go.
is crazy.
Can't do it. So Kool-Aid McKinstry and Popeye's fried chicken Jefferson can't do it. All right, let's get into it. Let's get some work done. DC is the most stereotypical black dude. Pac-Man Jones, maybe. I don't know. Let's see. What if
Marshawn Lynch?
Marshawn's another one.
Real nigga.
What if the chicken is good? Look, chicken's delicious, but y'all ain't finna see me eat it. Eat it in the privacy of my own home.
Fried chicken Jackson is crazy. Let's do this mock draft.
Let's do it, man. Let's do it. Let's not get distracted. Chad, I appreciate y'all for being here, man. Apologize for missing the other day. We had there you go. But we appreciate y'all for being here today. Let's do it. Let me I gotta pull it up here, Sky. Let me scroll with you. We don't need to see Caleb Williams and his sour candy. We don't need to see Drake May at number 2 here. Jaden Daniels at 3. The wide receivers going a little run. We had a feeling the wide receivers would going a little run. Sky, so what did you think about Rome Odunze's combine? Like, not even the 40 time, but just seeing him moving around in the drill, seeing him running the routes, catching the ball in the air, high point. And what did you think of Rome Odunze in the combine?
Nothing. Nothing changed.
Everything you knew already.
Nothing changed for a guy like that.
Yeah. Rome's so impressive, man. And Scott, I shouldn't be this way, right? Because people warn people about people like me. I'm looking for reasons why he might be better than Marvin, man. But I'm not at the point where I can move him all the way up like that. But man, Rome is impressive, man.
I mean, tags are touching here in this 4, 5, 6. So I mean, it's not it's not that far fetched.
It's so crazy to me, Scott. People are afraid to say that anybody's better than Marvin, but in every mock draft, it's either close, and this is 4, 5, 6. You know what I'm saying? So people just be brave, man. Just be real with yourself, man. Just say Rome better than Marv. I'm not that guy, but it's somebody that feel that way. But anyway,
that's what you be like. Hey man, somebody gonna think Malik Neighbors is better.
Hey man, somebody feels like Marvin's not that good at all. Nah, I ain't gonna do Marv like that. Shouts out to Marv. Joe Alt goes number 7. I'm just over Tennessee in their offensive line picks because they normally pick dudes I don't like, but it is what it is. I wonder if they're just gonna keep Peter Skoronski at guard because I know they got Nick little brother playing right tackle. So I don't think they're just gonna put Skoronski at left tackle. They're not gonna put Joe at guard. So okay, cool.
Joe
okay,
you can't be 6'11" and be a goddamn guard.
Joe's so goddamn humongous. He just for no reason. A little bit of a shakeup here. The Falcons do not go quarterback. They go Jared Verse. Verse has improved as a pass rush every season in college and is coming off of a season that saw him earn a career-high 90.8 pass rush grade that tied 7th amongst edge defenders in the draft class. And another thing about Jared Verse that's impressive, Skywalker Steele, is that out of the early pass rush dudes or whatever, he's really, really good versus the run. We always talk about Yeah. We always talk about the Mario Kart guys, right? Okay, you run guy, you pass guy, or are you in the middle? You the balanced Mario Luigi Kart, right? He's as balanced as it get, and it puts a smile on my face that we're just not gonna go with Dallas Turner got the athleticism. He's the clear number 1 guy, but Dallas Turner has his issues, he has his challenges. He needs to add to the tool belt, but I don't think Dallas Carter is all the Dallas Carter. That's Friday Night Lights. Dallas Turner. I don't think Dallas Turner is as complete of a player than Jared Verse. Now, Jared Verse has got a little film for you, Scott. Now, Jared Verse has he has much more of a floor. Like Dallas is full-blown ceiling guy. Like you just can't deny how much of a ceiling guy that Dallas Turner is or whatever. But Jared Verse,
I participated in a would you rather with Verse or Latu, and you know me, I'm big on like nuance in a tool bag, and I think Latu has the biggest bag as a rusher in the draft. And I said, hey, I'm probably gonna change my mind 10 times between now and April, right? This was like 2 weeks ago or something. Yeah. And more and more I watch Verse, I'm like, man, he can do both. And for the Cowboys at least, that's something that is highly valued here. And obviously he has the elite first step, but yeah, man, I think Verse is going to go in the top 12.
Scott, let me show you something. This is what's gonna make Verse not gonna make him his money necessarily, but this is what's gonna keep Verse in the game for a long time. Take a look at him on the right side of the screen versus the left tackle. This trait from Verse right here, bam, strong hands and extension. Strong hands and extension. I don't care what coach you go to, they're gonna talk about the challenges that comes with having young players, and the first thing that they gonna say is using their hands, punching, and extending. It's just not easy for a lot of young characters. You know, they like to run down the middle of people. They throw forearms into people. Jared Verse knows how to punch you down the middle of your chest and get you off of him. He knows how to use his arm length, whatever his arm length is. Can I get a combine nerd to tell us what his arm length is? He knows how to keep bodies off of him, like so. And then he works his combos. Then he works his pass rush. He works the tool belt.
33 and a half.
33 and a half is fine with me. Whether you have a gigantic tool belt or not, if you are tenacious in the run game and or you have powerful hands to punch people in the chest and get them up off of you, that goes a long way. Because if you Dallas Turner, you quick and you're bendy and you're explosive, okay, cool. Well, Tyron Smith gonna grab you by the neck. Then what? You got to have strong hands to be able to get people up off of you, man. And Jared Verse, Liatu Latu, I value both those characters a little more than Dallas Turner. Dallas Turner is an incredible athlete, but shit, dog, y'all ain't see Jared just
bench pressing dudes, yeah.
Yeah, he bench press people, man. It's fundamentals will really take you a long way. But Jared Verse at 8th overall, that's nice, man. And Scott, let me just give you another reason what I really love about Jared Verse going 8th right here is I just have this theory that if you don't really love the quarterback you getting, don't waste your time. If you don't really love the quarterback you getting, you wasting your time. The New England Patriots, chat, here's a homework assignment for you because I don't want to do it on the fly right now. If you're the New England Patriots, let's just say you don't love Mac Jones, but you drafted Mac Jones because you need a quarterback and he is one. 3 years later, you ready to move on from Mac Jones. Chat, tell me what players that was like 15 and back behind the Patriots that they would much rather have than Mac Jones because they ready to move on from Mac Jones right now. You know what I'm saying? If you the Pittsburgh Steelers, I think you wasting your time with guys like Kenny Pickett. You know what I'm saying? There was a time where Carolina, they drafted the quarterback from Ole Miss. I forgot his name, but they was like, hey, we drafting an Ole Miss kid. Man, if you ain't got complete faith in these dudes, or if you're not drafting them with the idea that I'm gonna develop them, they may start off as a backup guy and then they're gonna play, you're wasting your top 15 pick. You're wasting your top 8 pick. Now, is Jared Verse the best player on the board right now? I don't know. Because I would much rather like Fuaga right here. You know what I'm saying? I would much rather like one of these, offensive tackles or something, give me a okay, but okay, so like besides Fuaga, like this is fine or whatever, right? But I just love. If you do not love JJ McCarthy, move on and draft you a player that's gonna help you and just be trash again and get a quarterback next year, dog, or just go get Kirk Cousins or something,
Build a house until you find a QB you love.
I love that, Scott. Build your house, man. Build your house. That's what we say here. Anyway, let's get back into it. Brock Bowers at 9. So
I've
they
never drafted a tight end.
Yeah, that's rough for me, dog.
Vernon Davis. I'm gonna keep bringing it up. Unless you're Vernon Davis.
Yeah, that's rough, man. That is Eric Ebron vibes, dog. It's rough out here, Scott. Hey, man, I understand the sentiments or whatever, right? Like you get Caleb Williams first and you pick a tight end for him to throw to, but these first 3 receivers, they run out. But dog,
I just keep building the lineup.
Just build a line. Yeah, just get right. Get right. Just I keep saying this, like, I mean, Fuaga, just go get Fuaga and let him keep you safe. Your wide receiver option, and just think about it, right? Like you bringing in I'm sure. What's my man that play wide receiver for them right now? Came from Carolina.
DJ Moore.
I'm sure DJ Moore would love a complimentary receiver help guy than a tight end guy, because you can still find tight end later. Like, that's the beauty of tight end. Like, we got ours in the 4th. Lucky us. But Olu is right there behind him. Okay, let's just keep on going so we can see who behind him or whatever. But Brock Bowers at 9. And look, man, Brock Bowers good, dog. Don't even get me mistaken, man. But if he don't hit like Laporta, dog, like your tight end has got to hit like Laporta, or else I think you wasting your time.
Laporta was drafted in the 2nd round,
and he was just what I'm saying. Hey, dog, tight end.
Then we had this conversation last week. Like, as good as Laporta was, you could argue you still wouldn't take him above the dudes, above a bunch of dudes in that first top 10 last year.
Yeah, he nice, man. He nice too, but it is what it is. Somebody says TJ Hawkinson was top 10. And look, I think Hawkinson film, okay, I ain't gonna say that, but it even took TJ a couple years to get going. And now he with a whole other team. Yeah, he with a whole other team. They traded
his ass and drafted a tight.
They traded TJ. Wait a minute. They drafted TJ at what, 8th or something like that?
They drafted him top 10, yeah.
And they traded him, and they spent the pick that they supposed to pick tight ends with. And Laporta might be better in the long run. I don't know. We'll see. But god damn, boy. Hey, tight end at 9, rough for me, dog. Feels like a luxury pick. No shit. Given the Bears already have Cole Kmet at tight end. But in the lead prospect, I love when they do the write-ups on their draft picks and they talk themselves out the pick, but they do it. They just keep
doing it anyway.
They do it anyway. But in the lead prospect, like Bowers would give Caleb Williams a pair of targets who can win in the middle of the field. Bowers is 2.65 route run. 2.65 yards per route run led all tight ends in the draft class this year, as did 18 missed out. Go ahead, Scott.
No, I'm just saying if Cole Kmet got like an extension or something. Oh my gosh, this is stupid. They signed Cole Kmet to a 4-year, $50 million deal. Next, what are we doing?
Let's move on from this shit. Olu went to the Jets.
Olu was that pick, man.
Olu for sure went to the Jets. Solid for them. Go get some O-line help. Hold on, let me.
All participants are muted, and they can unmute themselves.
Phone's lit, by the way.
I ain't got the number for you, but
we ain't got. Hey, we'll let y'all know in a second. Olu at left tackle. Hey, shouts out to Olu Fashino. I love him right here. Going to the Jets makes sense to me. Terrion Arnold, who's my cornerback number 1, goes 11. I really think that Liatu Latu's injury history is going to play a little role in him falling a little bit. But 12th overall is about where he should go. Is where he should go. And his last sentence medicals will be a key for Latu, but he racked up 62 total pressures, which is crazy, including a 26 combined sacks and hits from 304 pass rush snaps last season. Hold on. So he rushed 304 times. Chat, help me out. He rushed 304 times, and he got pressure 62 times, and a sack or a hit 26 times. Damn,
I'm telling you, bro, he got the best tool bag in the draft.
You're a bad boy, man. He better than Dallas and them. Our nephew Cooper DeJean goes 13th overall to the Raiders. Now, Scott, I don't believe in team. Well, I can't say that, but like team trends or whatever. But do you think? And I kind of got a feel for your answer, but I don't know. We'll see. Xavier Worthy runs the 4.21. He breaks the 40-yard dash record. I mean, does this make him a Raider at 13th overall?
If Mark Davis is his daddy, it's just like his daddy, then it's very possible. Because if Al Davis would have saw that, he would have traded up from 13 to get Xavier Worthy.
He'd have got that money. He don't care what nobody else think about him. He getting that money early. Dallas Turner goes 14th overall. I mean, shouts out to him. I have not seen Talise Fuwagi yet. I'm ready to cuss.
No, this is good for Dallas. But 2 offensive linemen.
It's incredible.
You're 10 picks away, and there's roughly 8 of these dudes who can go in the first round.
Nate Wiggins goes 15th, which is fine to me as long as Nate Wiggins is behind Cooper DeJean and Terrion Arnold. I won't trip. Jackson Powers Johnson goes 16th overall to Seattle. I'm seeing him being tied to Seattle a lot. Like, why is Jackson Powers Johnson being tied to Seattle?
Maybe they need a center.
16 though? I don't know. Evan Brown is an unrestricted free. I guess Evan Brown is their original center. And he ranked 27th among starting center. Okay, that's trash. While 2023 5th round pick. Olu Segan. Olu White. Oh, I know him. Yeah. Okay. Olu team. Okay, I know him. I don't know what his. I didn't know his first name. Yeah, I didn't know his first name was like that long for real. But
it's been in this draft.
Yeah. Olu. His names with this one. Olu. Look. The Nigerians and the Islanders are not playing with y'all, man. Y'all get them guides, man. But Olu team, I remember him. He didn't show enough to make passing on Jackson Powers Johnson an option. Impressive as both a run and pass. Okay, well. Quarterback for the Seahawks at some point, Sky? You think the Seahawks are a trade up target to go get a quarterback?
Nah, I mean, I'm not plugged in. It just doesn't feel like that. It's crazy, man. Kind of 180 on Geno. I'm not mad at Geno. If I was a Seahawks fan, Geno, I think he's solid, but he's not your future for like 10 years. But you can get by for a couple more years so you fall in love with a quarterback. Maybe Penix. Maybe they get him at the end of or beginning of the first round or second round, or trade back into the first round for Penix.
Let me tell you why I was a fan of Geno.
McCarthy. I'm not taking.
No, you should.
Bo Nix here, man.
I was a fan of Geno, man. I really love the comeback story,
Facts.
The redemption. Like I love that for Geno. But anytime somebody play like a regular human, and then they line up against us and they play like Superman, fuck them. Geno played the game of his life versus us, and I just can't like him no more. Get him out of here.
He did say he didn't.
Yeah. AA Ron in the chat says Eric Kendricks has been released. You've been talking about that for a while now, Sky.
He's one of my guys. We were talking about him as a trade target if they weren't going to release him. Trade like a 7th round pick for him, but kind of even better here. Probably can get him for cheap, even cheaper.
Byron Murphy, 17th overall, is fantastic for him. No Jaguars interior defender earned a PFF pass rush grade above 60. Y'all failed. Y'all can't even graduate. So adding a player like Murphy could help their defense take steps forward. I love Byron Murphy, man. Talisi Fuaga sound like some bullshit. Who is that at 18th overall? Who is this? Whose mock is this? Gordon McGinnis. Like, is he a Bengals fan or something? Fuaga not making it into no damn 18, bro. I'm seeing holes in your story. I don't like it. Bo Nix at 19. Goodness, guy.
Well, there it is.
Goodness. So my tackle one made it to 18. And a quarterback that I don't think is good at all just got picked at 19. Do you see the problems I have here? Bo Nix played 7 years.
I'm about to say Bo Nix like 32.
Yeah, man. Bo been outside for a while, but I mean, the escapability, the improv plays, Sky. What about the boogie, man, dog? Bo Nix ain't good. JJ a little better than Bo Nix. Penix better than both of them, really, but he just hurt guy. But whatever. Kenyon Mitchell, cornerback 2. What cornerbacks went in front of Kenyon? Cooper.
This would be a nice little duo they have in Pittsburgh.
Damn, dog. Kenyon and Porter. Mm-hmm. Jesus, man. Hey, shouts out to them though. Now they in the quarterback race too, but
Minka behind them, yeah.
But take this corner right here, dog. Like JJ McCarthy not helping you win right now. Kenyon Mitchell and Joey Porter would just annoy the piss out of me. Whatever. I don't see the Dolphins going receiver here. The Dolphins are top here at the wide receiver.
What he ran like a 4.39 or something? 4.3. What did Troy Flanker run?
Yeah, Troy ran a 4 fast as hell, and this is the year for the taller fast receiver. So he'll be their
4.41.
Yeah. He'll be their tallest receiver. But the funny thing about Troy is that he's a versatile all over the formation type of guy. So I got a little film on Troy Mitchell.
Frank.
What I say, Franklin
Mitchell.
Who is Troy Mitchell?
Keon Mitchell was a pick before. That's probably what I said.
I got. My bad.
This are the Dolphins the new Al Davis? Just grab all the fast motherfuckers in the league. Mostert, A-Chain, the Penguin dude, Cheetah,
Jalen Waddle.
Waddle.
Hey
Yeah.
man, I will say though, if you like Jalen Waddle was like 6th overall. You know what I'm saying? And if he's 6th overall, and if Tyreek is costing you all the money in the world, I don't foresee this world where you think it's just a good idea to just spend one of your first round picks on wide receiver, especially when you ain't got no center and you need help on defense. Like this ain't making sense to me.
Well, you gotta figure out or take into account who that kind of shrunk there. I don't know why.
Yeah, I done lost you, Scott. Hold on. So here we go. I got to just reconfigure my whole setup right now. I got to get rid of that. I got to move this whole thing over here. We're gonna maximize this on this screen. All right, cool. So Troy Franklin, man, he lines up all over the formation, and he's a run fast guy. Right? You cannot beat the run fast guy. He is a deep threat, intermediate threat. He don't really do a whole bunch in the short game for you. And Voch is a yak guy, and Troy Franklin is one of those. I'm a yak guy if don't nobody touch me, but as soon as somebody touch me, like I'm tackled. But if you want a little bit of size to go along with your 4.40, I mean, hey, Troy Franklin is a deep ball character, but the Miami Dolphins, they got tons of deep ball characters. So hey, if you wanna keep up, yeah, draft Worthy right there, Xavier Worthy. Just take the fast.
True. I think Worthy's better.
Worthy is better than Franklin, in my opinion. I think Franklin struggles with drops sometimes. I think he don't have a whole bunch of diversity in how he gets open. I do think he's a smart player versus zone coverage. You can actually see that right here, I think. Boom. Yeah. Just knowing that this linebacker is dropping back, clear the linebacker, find more space. Don't just get caught up in your one zone. Keep moving, show your numbers. But boy, just in the ways that Troy gets open, I'm just not the biggest fan.
I mean, if you want a yak guy in Miami, Worthy's that'd be stupid. You know what I mean? You get Worthy, who likely, or Franklin is likely going to replace Seth Wilson. I don't think he's with them anymore. And then you got Waddle and obviously Cheetah. So
yeah,
we'll talk about speed. I mean,
that's speed. That's goddamn track team. Go get Worthy. I just want to see what it look like.
And A-Change.
Damn, I forgot about A-Chain, dog. I forgot about A-Chain.
It's ridiculous.
Look, man. Thing about the Dolphins is that they really want to be they really want to be a run team, but just wanting to pass the ball gets in the way. They're gonna be rough to deal with, man. Let's get into the phone, man. We got Z, the Ravens fan. Let's see what he got to say in this mock draft today. What's good with you, Z?
Hey, Voch, how's it going? So I haven't really delved into the draft yet. I've caught up on most of the receivers. I know I'm slacking this year. I caught up on the receivers. I'm about 15 deep, and man, I was gonna say, you were just talking about Troy Franklin, and you said you thought Xavier Worthy was better than him, and I came away with the same conclusion. Mm-hmm. I feel like Troy Franklin doesn't have enough physicality in his routes.
Yes.
And you came to the conclusion that he's good in zone. And in zone, I would say more so after the play is over, I feel like he does a good job of I guess you did put it right. He does a good job of getting open. Bo Nix was able to find him a lot, even after the play progression was done. I wanted to ask you, who are your top 5 wide receivers in this draft? At the moment, I went through it. I came to the conclusion that I think I like Malik Neighbors better. I don't think it's a big 3 like everybody came to the conclusion to. I think it's a big 2 between Neighbors and Harrison. And the gap between 1 and 2 is much closer than the gap between 2 and 3. I feel like the gap between 3 and 4 is closer than it is 2 and 3. I don't know if that made sense. I feel like I have what's his name? Xavier the Texas kid. Xavier Worthy, not Xavier Worthy. Adonai Mitchell. Why am I getting them confused? I really like this tape. Only issue is I feel like he's not always giving you full effort. I don't know. You could kind of even see it in the way he runs his routes. Mm-hmm. He runs like very nonchalant routes. Mm-hmm. I don't know how to explain it.
Yeah, I understand.
I watched what's his name's video on it, Brett Coleman, and he comped him to CeeDee Lamb in the way that he is like very fluid when he gets to the top of his break, and he does a good job of like giving head fakes to the receiver to sort of throw them off. But like he said, he doesn't always go full effort, and that's sort of a big issue because like my favorite teams are Ravens, and since we're predominantly run first offense, he's not going full effort. That's a tell for like the cornerback, and like the cornerback, if the wide receiver just shows up to the line, I don't know. I remember always hearing stories about how some cornerbacks could tell whether or not it's run or pass based on how the wide receiver came to the line. For example, Chad Ochocinco, I listened to him on Nightcap, and he talked about how, whatever, I'm getting off on a tangent, and I wanted to get your opinion on what my take was. It's nothing against Roma Dunze.
Sure.
I don't know if he has the upside of Marvin Harrison Jr. and Malik Neighbors. I feel like Malik Neighbors, you comped him to, I want to say, Odell Beckham Jr.
I didn't
really like that comp. I comped him to Brandon Ayuk.
Okay. Yeah. I don't really get into comps like Z. You've been around for a while. I don't do comps. I may have heard somebody say he's like Odell Beckham, but I don't. Yeah.
I tried watching your Patreon video on Malik Neighbors.
Mm-hmm.
Who was, I think it was Harrison. It was already taken down, unfortunately. Damn.
Gotcha.
Go ahead. My bad. I cut you off.
No. You're good. You're good.
Off on a tangent.
No. You're good. Just my top 5, man. So far, Neighbors, Harrison, and then Adunze. But man, I think Adunze up there with him though. I just think that dude up there with him as terms like
I don't know if he has.
If he don't have what.
So he ran I want to say 4.4.
Sure.
The thing that was really impressive about him was his 10-yard split. He really got off the line very quick. I want to say he had a track background, so that probably helped him in that sense. He probably was able to get out of his stance really well.
Mm-hmm.
And for most positions, for example, defensive linemen like edge rushers, I don't really care about what your 40 time is. Do you get off your 10-yard split very quickly because that's indicative of like your get off, and especially for like 3 techniques like Byron Murphy, he did really well in that. And Roma Dunze, he did really well in that as well. And even when he was going through the gauntlet, he looked like really smooth in his, I don't know. He looked like he wasn't fighting the ball in a sense. I was only catching the highlights of it. But then you would see other guys like Keon Coleman going through the gauntlet, and I don't know what it was with him, but I think he ran like a 4.6, whatever. I wanted to finish my top 5 wide receivers. I was going to say, I think Ladd McConkey is probably in the top 5. I don't see how he fails. And like, he comes into the league. I think he's like one of the 10, 15 best route runners in the league already. I mean, it would be very, very stereotypical for me to just comp him to some wide receiver from the old times.
Ricky Pro.
What's up?
Joe Jaravicious. Hell yeah. I feel you.
Right.
Yeah.
I was gonna say earlier today I saw Deontay Johnson comp for him, and I kind of liked it. I mean, the dude will route anyone up and automatically comes into the league, and he's already wide receiver. He's instantly a wide receiver too. I don't know. What do you value in wide receivers the most? I personally value the ability to create separation. And if it wasn't for Ladd, the best 3 route runners in my opinion are Ladd McConkey. There's this kid out of Florida, Ricky Pearsall. Yeah. My goodness, he's really good too. Yeah. He gives me a lot of like Jerry Jeudy vibes in the way that he and just the manner in which he runs his routes. And then Marvin Harrison, just relative to his size at like 6'4", the dude is very smooth. And I was going to say, so my
took a
top
breath.
5 would be here, 1, 2, Harrison and Neighbors, 2, and after that, it's just the rest.
I got you.
In my opinion,
yeah,
it would be
Go ahead.
I said Roman Wilson.
Yeah. Rome Dunze. I got you.
My bad.
There you go.
Rome Dunze. Lad McConkey at number 4, and then I would have Adonai Mitchell at number 5.
AD Mitchell. All right, cool.
I think I might have said Adonai Mitchell at number whatever.
Yeah.
It's not like my top 5 matters in any sense, but that's just my opinion on these guys. I wanted to also point out one important fact about
quickly.
Xavier Worthy's 40-yard time.
Yeah,
he ran it at one. He was like 160. He was listed at 170 at Texas.
Mm-hmm.
John Ross weighed like 190 pounds when he ran his 40, and he ran it like a tenth of a second. Not even. It was 0.23, and he got 0.22. So it's like 30 pounds on top of him, and whatever.
Yeah,
I feel like it's being extremely overrated.
Yeah.
Sure. He looked like he had 4.3-ish speed. Yeah. I wasn't expecting him to even crack 4.2, let alone break the record.
Yeah.
But that was really impressive on his part. But at 160, I don't know how realistic it is for him to.
Yeah. All right, Z, I appreciate you, man. Good call, brother. We gonna break down that top 5 and some of those wide receivers in it, man. Appreciate you. Good call, brother. Appreciate it. Yeah, man, it's crazy because I always associated Xavier Worthy to be a little bigger than John Ross. I ain't know John Ross was almost 200. I ain't know Xavier Worthy was like 160 or something. I don't know, but the weight that he runs his 40 time, man, he'll probably try to get that up by the time he gets to whatever team he's at. And of course, the team are gonna put some peanut butter on him. He'll be all right. Scott, have you watched Lad McConkey? Have you seen him?
Yes, I've seen Lad McConkey. What
you think about him, Skywalker?
I'm just ready to finish the
I do want to know your thoughts.
I like Lad McConkey. McConkey. I always get this wrong. Fluid route runner, quick feet. Maybe some of the quickest I've seen in these top 50-ish or so players. Where did he say he had him in the top 5?
He said it was like 5. He was 4, is what he said.
Wow, interesting.
I like Lad, man, but let's see. I had if I can go Neighbors, Harrison, Dunze. They all up in there, man. Brian Thomas or Keon or I like Jalen Polk a little bit, but that may be a little too high for him. I like Lega, but that may be too high for him. Like it's a bunch of receivers. It's really gonna come down to what you like. And Z asked what I like at from Office Bay. He has what I like, and I like route runners and I like yak guys. Route runners and yak guys mean a lot to me. So my top 5 or so will probably be composed of guys that are route runners and yak guys. All right, Scott, let's get back into it, man. Let's get into the
what are we doing? Oh, that's right.
We're the mock draft. We're doing the mock today. If y'all want to call in, go ahead and do that because we're gonna lock him in a little bit. We left off on pick number 21, Troy Franklin. Should be Xavier Worthy. And all right, cool. Here we go. Kool-Aid McKinstry goes to the Eagles in the first round, ladies and gentlemen.
He's celebrating by drinking some, not red, grape, purple.
Some purple drink.
No. He going. Wait, did they offer him purple Kool-Aid?
Bro, they had 8 cups and he fucking Pepsi tested 8 flavors of Kool-Aid, bro.
You ain't about to make me drink the purple. You can go ahead.
I ain't drinking purple Kool-Aid on live TV.
Nah.
On national TV, I ain't drinking purple Kool-Aid. Not grape. I ain't drinking purple Kool-Aid on national TV. You crazy? My mama, I gotta go back home. You crazy? But yeah, man, Kool-Aid McKinstry at 22nd overall to the Philadelphia Eagles. Here. Apparently, this fella don't know that Jerzon's new name is Johnny now. But Johnny goes 23 overall. Interesting to see him there. You pair him along with Will Anderson. That is a fun little conundrum there. But Sky, you talked to Fusty King earlier about Troy Fautanu. If he's a Dallas Cowboy, we all doing.
Wait a minute, I gotta hit you with a. I'm looking at this for the first time. I would absolutely love this pick.
we're doing backflips at this point if we can get Troy Fats now, huh?
Come on, man.
Now, I broke down Troy Fats, and I was talking to some people in your chat box this morning, Sky, and I don't even know if this make a whole bunch of sense, right? But we'll just talk about it. I don't think Troy Fats is a guard necessarily. I do think he's a tackle, but I think he's an incredible center.
Whoa.
Strange. But, I tell people all the time that these positions don't work in a way that a guard is a bad tackle. It don't just work down the line like that. All these jobs have different things that they ask for, right? And he has so much nuance at tackle. Skywalker Steele. So much nuance at tackle. We see him hand fighting. Apparently his arms. I see Alex in the chat right now says that he has 34.5 inch arms. I don't even see that. I don't even see the long armness in him, right? But I do see him knowing how to deal with long armed people. So maybe that made me think that his arms are shorter than what they really are. But when I see him high hand, low handing, when I see him hand fighting in general, getting hands back inside, I see how the elbow bend. I see how the knee bends. I see the athleticism. He already got the Tyron Smith snatch technique.
Yes, he
down.
does. He already has it down. Voch, and correct me if I don't want to say correct me if I'm wrong, but just give me other players that may have this same type of skill. But his transition and how he's fighting these guys, I don't know how many more players are quicker in doing this. Yeah. And I don't really know how to explain this. Let me see if I can. So what I mean by that is when he's countering or whatever the defender is doing, he gets right back into it. It seems way faster than a lot of these other dudes that have been taken in front of him. For instance, I love Fuaga, right? But I feel like Fuaga is more of a smooth technician, where Troy Fats just seems so damn quick. He's light on his feet, quick with his hands, and he still got some strength to it. But I know you're about to pull up some stuff here, and the ones that you sent me as well. You just see him when he's fighting a lot quicker to me than some of these other guys with his hands and using his size to maybe combat guys getting around him. Because he ain't 6'7", he's 6'4", and he wide body.
Yeah. Here we go, Sky.
Yeah.
And I can break down what you're saying. I just gotta see if I can find the exact play.
Yes. Let's see.
Let me see if I can find the exact play that we got here. So let's see. This rep, boom, 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 peeks inside, back outside. Give y'all a little bit of that there. And even on this rep, like it looks like he doesn't have the length advantage, but he's fine. He sits right down and there, works the hands back inside. Let's see. He's the left tackle here. This athleticism. So him being such an athlete is the reason why I think he'll be a fantastic center, though, Scott. I think he'll be an incredible center because centers have tough second level blocks, right? As far as angles go. Sometimes centers have ridiculous second level blocks, and the more athletic you can get as a center, which is why I think most people have centers that aren't very powerful, is because those this is crazy because those centers end up being athletes or whatever. But he's such an athlete. I think he's a center, but he's naturally a tackle. Look at his feet right here, Scott. Cutting the defender in half. Let's see which hand did he hit with first. Boom, double strike. Bam, setting you up. Bam with the snap. Come on, man. I watch Troy Fats. I think he's good to go fresh out the box right now. Got some good knee bend right there. Solid. Not nothing too, but Scott, he looks short though. He's 6'4", but
that's why I'm shocked. I mean, I didn't see the 34.5-inch arms because he's 6'4", and I think he's more wider and thick than he is tall. He's not Joe Alt.
Yeah. Do what you mean right here, Scott. Punch with the left. They
back. Yup, that's the first rep I think you sent me.
Punch with the left, boom. They swipe, back. Bam. We back inside.
Yes.
Anchor. Drop.
And he did that against Michigan a lot too.
Yeah. And that's something that Tyron does a bunch. Like, hey man, I'm gonna bait you to make you think you just beating his hand. Look, flashing a hand right here, right? Oh, let me see. Flashing hand, boom, get up under you. Boom. Man, come on, man. Like it's tool belt shit that he's doing right now. And I'm looking at him, bro. I think he can play guard for you. But in Dallas, the context get a little different. You know what I'm saying? Because Tyler Smith is here. My shit chopped.
Right.
My bad.
If I'm getting Troy Fats, I'm keeping him at left tackle, keeping Tyler at left guard, so we're not finagling with two different. Because now if you bring Fats in, right, Voch, and you move him to guard and move Tyler back out, now it's okay. Tyler got to relearn left tackle and Fats got to learn left guard as opposed to just dropping them in where they at and let's try to do this thing.
Yeah. And hey, man, Fats, I think he still got room to grow. So peanut butter Fats gonna be
peanut butter Fats is crazy, but yes,
peanut butter Fats is mad as hey, yo, look, whenever he get there, hey, shouts out to my boy, man. But hey, I'll take him.
I love this pick.
So I don't know because rankings happen later, right? A part of me still want that Graham Barton at center. So like if I had to pick out a Graham Barton at center or Troy Fats at left tackle, I can live with like TJ Bass playing center for me if I can get Troy Fats at left tackle. You know what I'm saying?
Trip Aces, I don't know what you're talking about, bro. But I said this: the Joneses are talking about position flex for Tyler Smith. If I get a Troy Fats, though, there's no need to move Tyler, in my opinion. I think you keep him where he's at. But you have to decide, I think, I would decide prior to the draft. If they don't, then they can use his position flex as a weapon in the draft. Okay, we'll decide if he's going to move to left tackle or left guard based on what we take in the draft. So I'm not really sure what you're trying to do here, man. You always on some weird shit.
Whoever the rookie is on the offensive line could either be tackle, guard, or a center. So we'll see what happens or whatever. Like it could be Troy Fats at left tackle, it could be Graham Barton at left guard, it could be Jackson Powers Johnson at center, and we'll just make a reaction off of that. But no matter what it is, Tyler Smith may or may not move, and TJ Bass is gonna be playing unless free agency can just hit us with some shit that we ain't even ready for. So
right.
It is what it is. Let's get back into the mock here. Troy Fats. Let's see. The Cowboys need to prepare for life after Tyron Smith at left tackle. Tyler Smith spent all his rookie season, and we just surprised him with left tackle. He handled it. Spent all of his rookie season at left tackle before kicking inside the guard this past season and became a damn all-pro. While Fautanu has the potential to be a tackle at the next level, he should also be a good prospect at guard should the Cowboys want to move Smith back inside. The only reason why I'm not really all in on Fats at guard, in which I do think he could play center and tackle, is I think I don't see him as the guy that's constantly digging these studs out of A gap. You know what I'm saying? I see him as a technician, as an athlete, as a mover, as a tool belt guy, as a patient and control blocker. You know what I'm saying? He does have an anchor, but it ain't ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? He can get some movement, but it ain't ridiculous. How Voch likes his guards, I want my guards to look like Tyler Smith. I want my guards when I watch Fuaga, when I watch like Barton, when I watch guys like Jackson Powers Johnson, they dig people out of gaps, they move people off the film. I don't think Troy is that character. I think Troy is fantastic on the second level. I think Troy from the center position can reach a 3-tech. I actually showed that film. Can reach a B-gap player, whatever you want to do with him, pull him, move him around. He's fantastic there. So that screams center, but his toolbox for tackle is ridiculous, guy. His toolbox for tackle is ridiculous. So I said that in your chat box earlier, and I forgot who it was. Maybe it was Ink. They didn't understand why he could be a tackle / center, but not a guard. There's my reasoning why he could be a tackle / center, but not a guard. I'm a madman when it comes to offensive line, but hey,
sir are.
This shit makes sense to me in my mind. Jordan Morgan goes right after us, and if we can't get Troy Fats, I'll be fine with Jordan Morgan. That's a good pick. Graham Barton goes to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. He's going to be keeping Baker Mayfield safe. I'd be damned. I tell you what, if I don't get Troy Fats and I don't get Jordan Morgan, I'd be fine with Graham Barton. There's going to be a run on these offensive linemen, Sky, because unlike wide receivers, there's so many wide receivers in the league, and I think it's so easy to find good receivers, and there's so many in this draft. People are asked, well, Voch, do you think, we can find, do you think we'll see people pass on receiver in the first round and get one in the second round or third round? I say yes. But there are also people that say, yo, Voch, do you think there's so many offensive linemen here that people will pass up online in the first round just to go get a lineman in the second or third, and that I disagree with.
Yeah, I'm more.
I think there are many receivers that are going to be day 2 guys, right? Whether it be Worthy, Mitchell, guys like Jalen Polk, the other Washington kid that ain't Roma Dunze, McMillan, Leggett. There are so many day 2 wide receivers. Lad McConkey, Christian McCaffrey, little brother, like pick a wide receiver. Pearsall, like pick a wide receiver in day 2. But what we're seeing from this mock draft here is there are a gang of offensive linemen, but they ass ain't gonna make it to day 2. They not gonna make it to day 2. It's gonna be a run on lineman early, and maybe a handful of guys in the middle. But towards the end, all them offensive linemen gonna run out. So you better get your guy. Zach Frazier goes 20. How did J.C. Latham get to 28? How this happen?
Talked about the run on lineman.
Nah, I mean, but JC should go higher than some of these people. Latham could come off the board earlier. No shit, but they're gonna do what they want to do anyways, guy. Should come off the board earlier than this, but would be a great value pick for the. See, he's a Bills fan in the late first round. No, ain't no fucking way, JC. See what I'm talking about?
Just switch him with somebody else, and they'll take a different lineman.
This shit crazy. He ain't even got Mims in the first round. He just don't like offensive tackles. Oh, wait, Mims at 31. Oh, I say, man, this dude, but Mims shouldn't. All right, bro. Scott, Mims or Fautanu? Fautanu or Jordan Morgan? Fautanu or Jackson Powers Johnson?
Jackson Powers Johnson.
Okay.
And it's not. I'm not saying one better than the other. It's just now I'm talking about need for Cowboys.
Fair enough. Let's
to
see.
the podium if he's on the board, bro.
Yeah, you sprint for either one. you huff and puff for either one of them. Actually, let me.
The conference has been locked.
Told y'all. Ennis Rakestraw at 29. He's probably go a little higher than that, but whatever. JJ McCarthy. Oh, it's one of these mocks. Okay, so all right. So the Ravens are gonna forego their okay. Hey, the Falcons had to spin the block on JJ McCarthy. Who is this character?
Penix.
I mean, this dude must be a Saints fan. Why they got them trading back into the first round? The Ravens received.
There you go.
Possibly, but JJ ain't like that. The Ravens received pick 43, 79. And next year's 110 and 142 to get JJ McCarthy. Boy, they done robbed your ass. And the Falcons get 30th and 90. Nah, that's too much, bro. Hey, but some people like James, whatever. And Armarius Mims goes 31st to the 49ers, so they got a right tackle to go along with their All-Pro Hall of Fame left tackle and Lad McConkey.
He's going to retire. Trent Williams. That motherfucker just keep playing.
Trent old though. Trent old man too. He ain't got long. And the 49ers will crumble when it happens. And Lad McConkey, Z's wide receiver 4, goes 32nd to the Kansas City Chiefs. I don't think the Chiefs would go McConkey here if they had the opportunity to draft a receiver. Like if they were to draft somebody, I think they'll
not with Rashay Rice because he can be their possession guy. I think they want to get that compliment. Not saying Lad's not a good receiver, but I feel like they would look for more pop.
Unless this means that Sky Moore is just not panning out. It's crazy. And teams without a first round pick, he just had to let us know that Xavier Worthy went the very next pick on 33 overall. The Ravens traded back and used that pick at 43. That's robbery, by the way. And they got Mike Senderstill, who I do like. He's a nickelback from Michigan.
So he got Carolina taking Worthy one pick after so the Chiefs would take Worthy, I think, before McConkey because they like speed.
This motherfucker trying to be different. He's trying to be different, Scott. That's all he's being, man. They're definitely taking Worthy. And Xavier Leggett goes 55, 55th overall to the Browns. All right, bro. Let me get your mock off my damn screen, dog. Hey, there's another one, chat. There's another one. All the offensive line dropped. The wide receiver scrambled all over the place. I love the fact that they passed on JJ McCarthy. I hated the fact they traded back into the first round to get JJ McCarthy. I love Kool-Aid McKinstry to the Eagles in the first round, and I love Troy Fautanu to the Cowboys in the first round. All in all, your mock draft was a little horrible player. But shouts out to you, man. You did your thing, man. You did your thing. Alex says, I thought you were going to do Dane's mock, but discussing Fautanu as an option makes sense. We'll do Dane's mock next week. Hey, we got time. It's midterms. We got till April to just break down mock drafts until we run out of time. So yeah, maybe next time we'll do Dane's. Let's get into the phones. I'm not gonna give out the number because shit. The phone's locked, and we ain't got to hit the button, Sky, unless you want to hit the button. But we're gonna go ahead and get these last 4 out the way, and we're gonna clock out.
We already hit the phones, bro. And honestly, your boy done kind of took it up. Well, you really want me to hit it? Well, we already did the phones. Shit, I got you. There we go. That's the long version, but there we go.
All right, man. Let's go ahead and get into this, man. Let's get into the phones
again.
Let's get back into the phones. All right, let's get back into the phones. 100 grand. What's good, sir?
I'm good, my guy. What's up with you, man?
Man, fantastic, sir. So you are rooting for the Bama kids, right? JC and Jermaine and Kool-Aid, JaQuincy, McKinstry, and Terrion Arnold. Those are your guys this year.
Yes, sir.
In the 3 tech.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. But my thing is, be it that we got so many needs and we're doing nothing in free agency. So, where you think we should go with the first 3 picks?
Well, you're gonna hate to hear me say this, but it depends on free agency.
I mean, we're doing nothing. You just heard what I said. We're doing nothing.
Free agency.
We're doing nothing.
Free agency.
We're doing nothing.
Free agency is in 6 days, and we're not gonna do anything the first week or the second week, but maybe in week 3 we'll start to fill up some of those spots. But if I had to pick who I would like my first 3 picks to be, I don't want to pigeonhole any position into this draft, but I think it's kind of hard, right? Because the back of the first round, I mean, ain't even that, but the back of the first round is where the offensive linemen are at. The second and third round is where the linebackers and running backs are at, and you need those. So I think it should look something like that. Honestly.
We need wide receiver too. Don't forget wide receiver. We have no speed.
We would like to have wide receiver. But Brandon Cooks is fast. Turpin is fast. We would like to have wide receiver because we're sick of Gallup, but I think we're fine so far. I
think Brandon Cooks is too small. I think we need a big wide receiver and we need a fast and we need speed at wide receiver. Yes, Brandon Cooks provided some speed, but he's small. I think that was a little bit of a hindrance.
Your play caller shouldn't make Brandon Cooks run through people. If Brandon Cooks is so small at the line of scrimmage, then we should get Brandon Cooks on the move so he doesn't have to deal with people at the line of scrimmage. That's on play call. That's what I would do. Cause look, Turpin ass, when he's out there running around scoring, they don't just sit him still. They move him around because he's little.
No, they move him around. Yeah,
and they give him the ball as he move around. So I think they do the same.
Plus, Brandon Cooks is a little bit on the older side. So wouldn't you want to get younger there?
Well, it depends on how you're looking at it. Are you looking at all in, or are you looking at building for the future or whatever? If I'm trying to win a Super Bowl, I mean, if you can find me a wide receiver that can help me now, but is that wide receiver going to help you now more than an offensive tackle will?
Offensive tackle will be better.
Yeah. So I mean, if it's up to me, I'm getting because look, if I had to say like, what's the least emergency out of these 4 positions? If I say running back, linebacker, offensive line, and wide receiver, you would say that wide receiver is the least of the emergency out of all of them because you still got CeeDee Lamb, you still got Brandon Cooks, you still got young dudes that can come in there and make plays. Like this same wide receiver core led so many metrics in offense last year. And look, I would love a wide receiver, But we have an emergency at linebacker, an emergency at running back, and it's easy to fill that emergency. But
don't forget about one tech. I'm sorry, we have one tech.
We have one tech.
So
Sure.
we have a litany. Voch.
Huh?
You need more than one, dog.
You need more than one, but
See
that's
what happened when Hankins gets hurt. We have nobody. I'm sick and tired of going down that road.
so 100 grand. That's my
Grant just won't fight.
yeah. He just won't fight. But look though, 100 grand. But listen. But look,
and Mozzie is unproven. I'm acting like Mozzie didn't even get picked.
Voch
listen,
agreed with you. That's why I said you want to fight. He agreed.
But look though, 100 grand. But look though, 100 grand. This is my point though, right? You would love to have one tech, but you got Hankins and Mozzie. You would love to have receiver, but you got Cooks and Lamb in them and some complimentary guys. Who are your linebackers? Who are your linebackers?
Said you was acting like Mozzie didn't even get picked.
No.
You just said that.
No, but I don't think I said that.
245 pounds.
But listen though, 100 grand. But you have one text, and Mozzie is not even starting for you, sir. You don't have linebackers. You don't have running backs, and you don't have a left tackle that you feel good about, unless it's Tyler Smith. And then if it's Tyler Smith, you don't have a left guard that you feel good about.
Right. So,
unless it's TJ Bass, and then you ain't got a center that you don't feel good about.
So your list is offensive line, second linebackers, and then whatever in the third round. Just take your pick, basically.
It depends. Well, no. It depends on where the board is at. Because if Adrian Cooper and Peyton Wilson are gone, I'm taking running back with that second pick. And I'll just find my linebacker in the third.
See, this is why you have to wait till free agency, bro. Because what if they sign two linebackers in free agency starters or whatever?
They're gonna try to play him.
And if they sign,
I feel like if we go running back, Deuce is a wasted pick.
No,
you don't think they're going to try to play him more?
I don't.
They're not pressed.
Yeah, they're not hurting to play Deuce. But even if that's the case, Deuce would be another year into the system, and he could be a kick return, punt return type guy for you. Go along with Turpin, and at the end of the day, if you cut him, I mean, he's Deuce that couldn't find his way. Just go get him. Look. Let me tell you something. When you draft Trey Benson from Florida State, you ain't gonna be thinking about Deuce. You ain't gonna be thinking nothing about Deuce.
Oh no. But
I'm a wasted pick.
So
let me tell you what a wasted pick is. How about this?
Would be the golden ticket would be offensive line
I'll tell you.
round,
hold on.
running back second round, and
I'll tell you about a wasted pick. You want to know what a wasted pick is? When you hit on Bland, you don't care that you miss, you don't care about Eric Scott. You don't care about Eric Scott.
Right.
You got Bland. Bland. You hit on Bland.
We got Bland.
Give it Eric Scott.
Yeah.
So yeah, as long as you got a winner, you don't care who you miss on in day 3.
Okay. The reason why I say that is because we only have 3 picks, and so I feel like these are important. It's not like other drafts where we had 9 picks and 11 picks and we can just shoot our shots. I feel like we really need to focus on this draft.
We got like 6 picks.
Knowing Steven Jones and how poorly our last class played, I feel like this draft is important. These boys got to be hits, I feel like, in order for us to go where we want to go, because we do nothing in free agency. If we go to Walmart and pick up dudes in the 12th aisle, I'm not. That's nothing to me. Like I'm just being honest. That's nothing.
Depends what they do. It depends who it
is. What they do.
I mean, it truly does depend who it is.
That's why I'm stressing how important this draft is with these 3 picks.
Hey, don't stress, man. Hey,
I'm telling you right now, if your strategy is to rely on this draft to get you over the hump, then you just building up false hope, bro. That's not really how that works.
I get it,
not
but
for
we
1
know
year.
Steven Jones, and we know how he rolls. He picks these guys. Oh, these guys are going to play. That's his way of thinking. You know,
sure.
I mean, I'm not saying that it's the right, because we all know it's not, but that's how he thinks.
Hey man, we just have to lean on foe and pray about it, you know.
Let's revisit this conversation in mid-April, once we get through, the league year starts,
First
trades
wave.
happens, free agency. I think we'll have a much better idea. When people say, well, what are you going to do on February 28th and March 5th? It's just way too much, because at this time last year, they traded for Gilly and Cooks, and that altered how we looked at the draft. So you just got to kind of wait and see. I know we ain't going to be high-tier free agent players, but if they do another Gilly or Cooks type of situation, and then they sign a couple role players in free agency, that does alter a little bit of how you look at the draft. That's just facts. We can make fun of who they sign, but it will alter it a little bit.
Right. You're right. But if they're doing nothing with 4, so that's what I'm saying. They're doing nothing with 4, and that's the big domino. So.
Well, I think they'll
Michael Gallup is out of here. Michael Gallup is out of here, so we're gonna need a wide receiver. And yeah, they could. You can try to sell me Tolbert all you want.
They having talks with Gallup.
Falling for that.
They having talks with Gallup and Biotis. They having talks with them, and that means that means something to me. They don't want to talk to Tyron no more, but they want to talk to the Gallup and Biotis. So appreciate it, $100,000.
No doubt, man. All right, fellas.
Yep. Sky, I will say though, man, I was rather upset that they want to have talks with dudes that shouldn't even be on the team.
Yeah, what is there to talk about with him?
Oh my goodness, bro. Like, we need to talk to Gilly. Like, go talk to somebody. Like, go talk to Zach, see if he can give you some money back, because he was the 4th best offensive lineman on your team at the end of the season. You know,
well,
what
they
I'm
got
saying?
triggers for that. He ain't giving no money back, but they got triggers for that. So
Yeah, let's go talk to some people that matter. Go talk to Dak. What it means to me that if you talking to Gallup and Biotis, that means you want them here, and that's the opposite of me. I don't want them here.
I wonder where they at though, because Jerry said what he said on his bus, but Steven didn't even mention that that ninja. He didn't even mention him. They asked him about Gallup, and he talked, hey man, we love a wide receiver room. We got CeeDee Lamb, we got Brandon Cooks, you got Jalen Tolbert, and Turpin, and yeah, we love our room. And that was it. He didn't even bring up Gallup. So I think he's on the outs. I don't think he's coming back.
Man, Gallup gonna have to give me all that money back. Like, if you want to play veteran minimum, I have him here. You know what I'm saying? Just an older player, knows the system. And if we're in a playoff game and it's an emergency and everybody locked up, at least Gallup can go crazy one game a year. But we should be talking to that, man. Reek up next. Martise on deck. 919 in the hole. What up, Reek?
What's going on, Voch? What's going on, Sky? What's going on, Cowboy Nation?
What's good with your player?
I'm good, but one thing is, why am I hearing everybody else starting to get signed, and they move slow in this Dak Prescott situation, and like $100,000 just said, Dak Prescott is the big domino in the whole situation, because it's like, why do we have to keep going into these seasons with Dak Prescott, and we haven't seen them really stack the team? You know what I mean? In order to make the draft seem, go for what you really want in the draft. You know what I mean? Like some players that can play right now that can add on instead of having to pick developmental players. That's going to take some time to get where they need to be at. I would rather just go ahead and get Dak out the way, CD out the way, and possibly Micah. But I'm looking at it like this: like, if they get Dak out the way, we can go ahead and let's go stack this defense in free agency. You know what I mean? So they can leave themselves some room if they decided they wanted to trade up for somebody that they probably didn't think, like, they wanted to go ahead and get a real good rookie in the first round. Like, that's what I'm getting tired of with the Cowboys. Is like, it's all this damn penny pinching instead of just going to get good players that are proven in the league.
Well, it's a lot of things that this team does that don't make sense for no reason. And if I had to bet, somebody gonna ask, like, hey man, what's up with the Dak contract? I bet somebody gonna look you in the camera and be like, deadlines make deals. Deadlines make deals. You know what I'm saying?
They're gonna look in the camera and tell you that.
they gonna look in the camera and say that to you. No matter how much money is saved, dog, deadlines make deals, bro. But it is what it is.
Because my thing is though too with it is like I keep thinking about what him and Jerry and Jimmy was arguing about back in the day when they were saying, and Jimmy kept saying to him like, you're not a football guy. You know what you're talking about. Like you're a businessman. You know, and it's like, how many years do we got to keep going through this with Jerry Jones and Stephen Jones trying to prove that they're football guys?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You're making good mediocre teams, but you're not making a Super Bowl winning team. And everybody can see the difference in a mediocre team and a Super Bowl team.
So as far as so listen, as far as the draft goes, right? Like, what would you do? What would you do to fix this little nonsense? Because if you're not going to be, you know, using money in the free agent world, how would you maximize these handful of draft picks you have?
You have to, like, I agree with you guys. I definitely agree with you guys. It's like best player available. If it's a damn good lineman there, or tackle, or center, you go get them. But my thing is too, if it's a real good wide receiver there, a playmaker, you might have to go get him too. If he just like he one of the top people on your board. It all depends on how your board is set up. I definitely agree with you guys on that. You know, but they kind of put themselves, they back against the wall, man. It seems like they keep doing that shit every year. Like they put their back against the wall and they have to be forced to pick a certain position instead of just being able to be free with it and just add certain people onto your team. And then they develop with some of the guys that you already have and go win big games. That's just like what I've seen with the Chiefs. What's that guy named Karlaftis?
Yeah.
They drafted a couple years ago.
I was a fan of Karlaftis.
Look what he's turned into.
Yeah.
Huh?
No. Go ahead.
Yeah,
I was a fan of Karlaftis.
No, I like what he's turned into.
Yeah.
With that and Bolton. I like what those guys turned into on that Super Bowl winning defense.
Yeah.
They didn't have to reach for him. They were sitting right there. He was pick 32.
Yeah. When
they drafted that dude, and then they got Bolton in with the third round, second in the second round, early third round.
Yeah.
Look what they're doing. It's like they will and deal. They don't sit around and say, "Oh, we're just gonna get low end free agents," or we just gonna depend on the draft. That's what I think the Cowboys going wrong at. Like we know how to draft, but they're not putting the effort into spending money to get some good players in here to help. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I feel you, bro.
Other than that, yeah, that's all I have to say, though, man. You fellas have a good one.
Appreciate you, man. Reed, good call, good perspective and point of views on that, man. Hey, free agency matters. Free agency matters, man. And whenever we get to that point, it ain't gonna be the first week of free agency. Y'all already know that, unless there's some lies being told. But we've already heard the truth or whatever. All that. So. Just kind of like what we said, man. Early April we'll know, mid-April we'll know, and then we can revisit this. Martise, what's up?
Yo. So, couple things. I appreciate a lot of comments and perspectives that people made, but I think.
Did you like CeeDee Lamb's comments? Did you like CeeDee Lamb's comments? What you think about what he had to say? What you think about what CeeDee Lamb said on Michael Parker? What you think he had to say? Who you think CeeDee Lamb want to draft? Did you know Keon Coleman was CeeDee Lamb's cousin? I bet you don't like Keon Coleman because he's CeeDee Lamb's cousin. What you got to say about that now, Martise?
I didn't know they were.
Oh yeah, they're
I don't like Keon Coleman for separate reasons.
Apparently they're related. Apparently they're cousins.
If you came to me and say, "Yo, what's the biggest problem the Cowboys got?" It's that they don't understand the difference between building a team for a window versus actually thinking you're going to build a team to compete every year. That's why we always find ourselves in these holes. Oh, we got this need, we got this need, we got this need, we got this need, and then they make decisions like they're going for a Hail Mary, rather than make decisions like they're trying to build an elite franchise. And the gentleman mentioned the Chiefs. They have the second best defensive game planner any of us have ever seen. He was in the spot when they wanted Karlaftis. He could rush the passer. He could set the edge. He's physical. They drafted him. They traded Tyreek Hill immediately went to a team that was better on defense with McDuffie. So they physical, they blitzing, which is a whole nother conversation I don't need to get into. We'll draft a guy, and I'll use an example. We drafted Bland. Bland didn't see the field until Jordan Lewis got hurt.
Sure.
We drafted Scott. Diggs got hurt, so we moved Bland out. J. Lou came back. Scott didn't see the field. We don't know if he can play. We don't know. Because when you look at this team, you cannot trust them. You cannot look and say, you know what? I have evidence that if there's a player on this team, he's going to play regardless of the politics.
Yeah.
Or he's a younger player, they're willing to play him over a vet because they're playing the long game. They believe by the end of the year, he'll be able to contribute, or by next year, he'll be a starter. Something like that. We don't do that because I'll be honest. 49ers are only loaded at the skill spots. You look at their O-line not good. They had Trent Williams. Apart from that, regular everyday passing situations, and I'm not sure how much of that Detroit game you watched. Their O-line was getting embarrassed for 90% of that game. But we look at our team like, oh, you know, you got to have this guy as a first-round pick. This guy got to be drafted. Bass could play. Like, you're going to have to figure it out with people who can play that's not going to be a high draft pick.
Sure.
And the last thing I'll say is resource allocation. You can get starting quality linebacker play in the second wave of free agency. You can do that. You can get quality running back play that will give you what a rookie will get at least 1 year. So I'm not saying don't draft a linebacker or don't draft a running back. But the wide receiver aspect, and this is the one thing I agree with you on that we got guys. My question, like I said, is more about that window. Whereas, like, let's say we get to the NFC Championship game and lose, or maybe we get to the bowl and lose, whatever. Next year, we got a problem because you got Cooks, Gallup gone, Bo Butcher number 2, and there's no 3 on the roster at that point. So I just look at it more like, if I can get a linebacker, again, if we're just talking this year, if I can get a linebacker in that 2 and 3 range, and if we get a tackle or a center, this is a heavy draft where you can probably get a legit wide receiver 2 to complement CD, and not have to spend a 1 on them. So I'm just looking at it more like, do they finally realize, you know what? Let's look around the league at what everybody else does and attempt to build our thing more like a window with a really good shot every year. But I'm looking down the line.
You don't have that answer? You should have that answer. They brought back the head coach on the lame duck season and signed the defensive coordinator to 1 year, and you know, there's your answer, man. They don't have a clue.
Yeah.
Appreciate you though, Martise. Good call. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. Okay, he gone. Scott, let me ask you this though. Do you think the Cowboys would try to move players so that they can get more draft picks? Is there a player on the team right now that's signed? And maybe we can Sam Williams.
I don't trust them to do anything. I mean, you show me where the proof is that they've done that and done it competently. They've moved players for players.
Competently is the key.
Noah Igbenogany for, boss man Fat. They moved Switzer for the defensive tackle. They've moved the cornerback Ward for a guard. When have they moved a failed premium pick for another premium pick, or hell, even a third round type of pick? They don't do that. I've done the research for the last 20 years. The Cowboys arguably are the worst trading away team in the National Football League. They haven't. I don't think they've recouped a third round pick from a player, not during the draft day, outside of draft day. I don't even think they've recouped a third round pick. So Stephen Jones gets played every time in the trade department in regards to trading out. And then they're also scared to move away from those type of guys. So they'll wait, and then you'll get a trade we had last year. Noah Igbenogany, a failed first round pick for a failed second round pick, both in their third and fourth seasons or whatever. So I don't trust them to trade away a Sam Williams for a prominent pick. Maybe a Sam Williams for another Sam Williams.
That shit just made me sad, dog. I don't even want to talk on the phone no more.
It's why I don't ever really entertain. Like, you know what, man? Maybe we could flip, Brandon Cooks for a second, third round pick like other teams have done. Maybe we could flip, middle of the year, try to get rid of a Michael Gallup for a fifth round pick. They don't do that. That's not in there. They are the most conservative trading team in the National Football League, to the point where they are bragging still about trading a first for Amari Cooper 4 years ago.
Yeah. I think, like if you're going to get like any pick back that means anything, like you're going to have to give up a player that means something, right? So when people say, oh, we don't have a bunch of picks, I'm sure y'all not hurting for seventh round picks, because I can find y'all a couple seventh round picks. We can move on from some characters, get some seventh round picks. But hey, if you want to get like some day 2 picks, you're going to have to move on from like Bland or something. You're going to have to move like Osa or some shit. But
Which look, as much as I like Osa, bro, if I could flip Osa for a 2,
give me the 2. If you don't have plans on paying Osa,
right, and
he's here right now and he's hot, and he's in demand, and there's a healthy market for him, I would take a 2 Osa.
You have to dance in that arena, right? Yep. And you can't have 2 left feet. They got 2 left feet in that arena, and the proof is in the pudding.
Mm-hmm. So, hey, if you sign a 3-tech or something, and we always talk about Byron Murphy falling in the draft, but this had to be pre-draft or something like that, I guess. But hey, man, Cowboys ain't gonna do none of this stuff, man. But this is just us talking about Cowboys. This is all 32 team draft day, but just the picks you have are most likely going to be the picks that you run with, unless you in the first round and you maybe trade back to 29 or something for somebody trying to get back in and get a quarterback in the 5th. That's the only way I see it.
If it falls the way it fell in this mock draft, Voch, I would look. I like Troy. If Fats is there, bro, it's hard to turn away. But I'd understand. Hey, let me slide down 3 or 4 picks, pick up an extra 3rd or 4th, and still grab my offense lineman. I can live with that, because you need more picks because they love the draft, right? So. And they're not trading these second, third, third round picks or first round picks for actual players, like high end players in the NFL. So I wouldn't mind that if the draft fell the way it fell just now, but
sure. Yeah. I'm not a Zach Frazier at 24 guy, the center from West Virginia, but if I could trade back to like 32, 34, something like that, to give me an extra 3rd, I'll take Zach Frazier in the 3rd round pick. Or
that is Frederick all over again. Yeah,
that's Frederick all over again. Yeah, fair enough. Let's get this last call out of the way. Then we're gonna clock out. It's 4:54. Time is flying. Let's get through it quick though. 919. What's up? Who it is?
What's up? I'm gonna get through it quick for you. Hey, my name is Jordan, Cowboys fan out here in San Diego. Called Skyshow a few times, so
What's up, Jordan? Appreciate you for calling, man.
So, yeah, hard to call in sometimes in the military. So.
I got you, man. Appreciate you, bro.
Got a question.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate it. Question for you. So, with the loss of Tyron, we always needed a tackle. We need to think about replacing him no matter what. We should have did that last year, and it just, we sat on our hands doing that. But now, do you think it is more of a priority to take that tackle first round, or do you think we shuffle the line and just go best player available in the first round? Or what's your thoughts on that? What's your thoughts?
Luckily for the Cowboys, they have somewhat positioned themselves for a Tyron Smith leaving. His name is Tyler Smith. The problem with this is, and where Voch really, my whole issue, right, is if this is really an all-in season, and this is really a Super Bowl type season, I would rather have the all-pro left side than the all-pro left tackle and TJ Bass, or the all-pro left guard and Troy Fats. You know what I'm saying? Shouts out to Tyron, man. It's just damn now. like when we trying to go do this Super Bowl thing now. But right. The good thing about it is that Tyler is flexible. So like I said on not on Will's show, but like I said a little bit ago, is I was like, whoever the rookie is, it could be guard, center, or tackle. you know, and you have dudes that can move around a little bit. So if you have a center, like if you draft a center, then cool. TJ Bass ain't got to learn how to snap. If you draft a left guard, then TJ Bass is going to be playing center for you, and Tyler Smith is going to be left tackle. If you draft a Troy Fatts or a Jordan Morgan to come play left tackle for you, then it's Tyler and it's TJ Bass. So what we learned from this whole thing is that unless something changes in free agency, and I don't think it's going to change in free agency or nothing like that, dog, like TJ Bass is going to play for you, and that just means they have a lot of faith in him. So that's
I think we're going to be in a point.
I mean, I'm on the minority. I would love to just keep Tyler at guard and just let him rock because he, made all pro. I'm just
right.
We haven't had a consistent O-line formation. I mean, last year we did, but it's like we do so many gymnastics on the O-line. Mm-hmm. It's ridiculous. I'm like, dude, I just want to get a set line and rock with it. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
That's just me, but I don't know. It sucks that he did this now, but hey, man, I'm all about players getting paid, get paid, do what you got to do. The organization ain't doing nothing with the money anyway, so go get paid. It is what it is. One more question I had. With the glaring need at running back, because I'm people keep talking about receiver. I'm like, who's going to be our starting running back week 1? Because I know we're going to sign somebody in free agency, but like, who do we trust them going to get and drafting with such minimal picks?
Knowing the Cowboys, Ronald Jones is going to be your first running back in week 1. And then eventually Jalen Wright or something will take over for him, and Deuce will be a pass catcher. But that's how this team work, man. They'll give it to the veteran first, and then we'll just go from there. But I don't know. Maybe that was the Jason Garrett administration that just was hard up on rookies like that. I know when Diggs first got here, Diggs played immediately. So I don't know. Maybe that was just a glaring obvious situation. But hey, 9 times out of 10 is either going to be your rookie or it's going to be the veteran that they bring in. Could be both. Somebody asked earlier, was it Saquon? Come on, man, grow up. Grow up. But Jordan, appreciate you, man. Thanks for calling, man. Thanks for tapping in the wheels to the show, and appreciate what you do for the country, sir. Salute.
Thank you. I appreciate that. All right.
Yep. I tell you what, man. I tell active military people all the time, man. Like, it's way more than just I'm grateful, because if we was in some other country, Skywalker still, I would not be podcasting. I'd be like digging ditches or something. Like, oh, you big. Go build shit. You know what I'm saying?
No comment. But
I appreciate. I'm sorry.
No. I'm just saying on other countries. I'm not.
They wouldn't make you dig this. Yeah, I appreciate you, man. Plus, I got something on my desk right now that you can only have because you got freedom in a given country or whatever. So, here. Scott knows what's on the desk. I ain't gonna say where on the desk it is, but it's on the desk somewhere. Supers. Let's get him in quick so we can get about it. Scott, you think La'el Collins is involved in this decision at all? I just looked in the chat. Okay, cool. I'm seeing people talk about La'el Collins. What the fuck? What's y'all?
They've been talking about La'el since the season ended. La'el Collins is a free agent. They signed him to the practice squad, and then the season was over. He's a free agent, and even if he wasn't,
I'm out of it.
What are you doing here?
The Bengals, who are in terrible need for offensive line, looked at La'el and went, "Nah, I'm straight, dog." Like, come on, man. There we go. Supers. What's today? We them boys dropped a deuce in the super chat. We them boys had a weird comment in one of these comment sections one day. It is what it is, man. But he dropped a deuce and says we're closer to a rebuild than an all-in strategy. I think whenever you have a franchise quarterback that ends top 2 in the MVP race, I think you're always close. I just think you just got to put pieces around him. Appreciate you, though. Andre Robinson dropped 5 and says, to be real, some people are afraid to speak negatively because Marvin Sr. is watching and listening. Hey, let me tell you something. Marvin Sr. dangerous as hell, but did y'all hear what I just said?
Did you hear what I said?
Did y'all hear what I just said?
I wonder how many know about that story. He Philly for real.
Hey, a lot of young football fans have no clue how, Marvin Sr. get down. You know what I'm saying?
Well, to be fair, even if you watch him during his career, he was very quiet. It's always the quiet ones you worry about. It was what happened after his career.
Yeah, that's the worst. That's the worst part. Yeah, man. They don't give a fuck about nothing.
No.
Vance Williams dropped the 5 and said, "What's up, guys? How much stock do you put into the gauntlet drill? Know you already love Coleman, but man, I fell in love with him during that. Hey, man, the gauntlet drill is the most realistic football drill you can have because you're constantly moving. You have to catch the ball and you have to catch it before you run, and it really tests your focus. And they don't encourage you to slow down very much because anybody can catch passes while slowing down, you know? So I think it was a good thing that they can put GPS on your gauntlet drill to see, okay, you're focus catching, but then you're also speeding through this damn drill. Plus, there are a lot of teams that put their wide receivers in position to catch easy passes. Like, you know, they'll catch these slants or these bubbles that are directly in front of them. And how do you do if you have to turn away and then look back and the pass is right on top of you, right? So that's
real life football stuff right there.
It's real football, man. So I think the gauntlet drill is the most important representation for what wide receiving is. So
yeah, I think Coleman's 40 scared a lot of people, but 22 miles per hour, I think it was, in the gauntlet. That's real. That's what you really want to look at.
Scott, let me tell you something. Keon Coleman could have ran a 5 flat. I'd have got his ass in a 6 round. You hear me? I don't give a damn what is it. Oh, Keon ran a 6 flat. Undrafted. Cool. Call him. Get him. Get him. Care about that. I seen you play football.
Right.
I seen you play football. Nah. And Jake Jones dropped the 5 and says, hey, you like Jermaine Burton, wide receiver from Bama. We just mentioned him. We're talking $100,000 there. And Javon Baker from UCF. I don't know who the hell Javon Baker is, but if I had to guess, is he like a DB or something? Because if I ain't never heard of his name, he's probably a DB. And y'all know I can't stand a DB. Let's see, Javon Baker. Let me see if I can do a quick little skimming scan.
That's the receiver. I think Professor O talked about him on
Well, it's too soon for me then.
Yeah, I think he said he was a sleeper.
Okay, well, if it's I'm not at sleepers yet. I'm still working with starters right now. So don't put that against me. But yeah, I'm sure Javon Baker is fantastic. If O love him, then hey, we love him too. Okay, I see him right there, Javon Baker. He's at the time of me downloading this, he was 108 on PFF's list, but it's some wide receivers this year, dog. You can get so many of them. You can get wide receivers damn in the rounds.
That's 3 and
4.
That's why I agree with you earlier, and I said this with Foots when we were talking about all these receivers. I'm like, yeah, but you said it so eloquently. The linemen are deep too, but that's why they're going to get taken first because they're more valuable, and the receivers probably are even deeper, and you can find more after the round 1, hell, even probably later in day 2. Yeah. So, you know, if those linemen are there, you know, 24, 56, I'm taking one of them top guys. I'm sorry.
Yeah, man, this would have been a great year to have a 4th round pick, but the year's not over. The year's not over, so we'll have our time. Hey, Jared Jones was like, so I was like, Jared, what does it mean to be all into you? And he was all like, well, you don't see us spending quality picks on quarterback this year, do you? And I'm just like,
I'm like, you should have seen the one where he said he'd rather get a 3 for 1. That's his version of all in. As we said,
I hate them.
3 for 1.
I hate them.
And they both said, they said, well, I'd rather shop at the Dollar Tree, get three of them for $3 instead of $30.
You goddamn lie. Ain't nothing in Jerry house come from goddamn Dollar Tree. Jerry, when's the last time y'all think Jerry has seen a single dollar bill?
Well, he did get caught at like 7-Eleven getting some wine a couple years ago, so maybe, you know.
He ain't get that change back. Motherfucker gave that boy that 100 and said keep it. You know.
True.
No. No Marcus Harrison today?
Ghost ain't gonna let him, you
know. No Marcus Harrison today. All right, cool. Here we go. I gotta think of a rap lyric on the go. Here we go. I used to hit the kitchen lights. Cockroaches everywhere. Now I hit the kitchen lights. It's marble floors. everywhere. Come on, Scott.
I like these
they wasn't
remixes.
outside. They wasn't outside for Jesus the Snowman.
Wasn't outside getting banned at school wearing the snowman
Wearing the
shirts.
paraphernalia. They wasn't outside in all the colors. In all the colors, man, they wasn't outside for
Looking
Jesus.
at, looking at the principal like, how you know what that means?
What you know what that? What you know about the snow? Oh man, Jesus was up there, man. But I hated his tiny desk. I don't think it was very good. Anyway, chat, appreciate y'all for being here, man. Love y'all to pieces. This will be a regular scheduled week. We'll be back on it again. I'm gonna give y'all some type of content. I need to get back into doing film sessions. I just working for the volume, man. I'm just more into the research than I am doing the actual film session. Film sessions take up a little bit of time. I'm gonna get that done for you. We have been watching film on Patreon this whole time though. So if y'all not watching film on Patreon, you need to run over there. Patreon.com/Voch Lombardi, and we'll bring some film back to YouTube. So hang tight, we're coming. Still doing the show with Brian Broaddus on Friday. We're gonna talk about some of these wide receivers. So I really need to grind some of that film and catch up to that. And but you know, we'll be ready for it. Besides that though, follow the volume on all his pages. Will Skywalker Steele, Skywalker Steele on Twitter, and catch him on A to Z Dallas in the morning, 8:30 to 10:30. Pat NOC Walker on Thursdays, and he's been having foots on regularly to come talk draft. Like, is that a Wednesday thing or that's just whenever?
It's kind of just goes with the flow of the draft. We have pre-combine, post-combine. I talked to Foots. Probably won't get back with him in that regard until closer to our we do kind of a weekly version of On the Clock series where we take a look at all the positions. Kind of like what you and Broaddus are doing. Yeah.
Gotcha. Hey man, tap in. It's all good content. A to Z Dallas in the morning, 8:30 to 10:30.
Appreciate it.
Besides that though, we appreciate y'all for tuning in. Y'all hold it down for the Doski Woski and the Peasky Weesky. Until next time, let's go get something to eat now. Voch.
You almost said it.
Variety.
Versatility.
Vegan.
Jared Verse. There we go.
Jared Verse. Well, I don't know what we gonna call it when we get to the next project.
Let me not.
Yo, don't say nothing. Don't say nothing. Shit.